Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look and building this rather impressive looking Astro Boy kit. Now Astro Boy is a manga and anime from Japan that's been around since 1952, and it really is a classic. Everybody in Japan knows what Astro Boy is, and in recent years there's even been a Hollywood movie about him. Today we're looking at this, which is a brick kit from Pantasy, and I have to say straight away, just looking at the box, it really does look fantastic. You get to build Astro Boy. It's sort of part robot, part boy version. So on the left you can see he is looking sort of more like the Astro Boy you know, and on the right you get to see all of the inner workings inside him. So let's take a closer look at the box and see exactly what we get. Okay, so this is the box, and I have to say it feels really weighty. You can hear there's an awful lot of pieces inside this. This is made by Pantasy, as you can see here. This is their logo on the front, and this is the Astro Boy Mechanical Clear version. It's officially licensed, you can see there. There's even a little sort of holographic sticker at the top of Astro Boy's face. If I move that around you can see it glinting away, and this is licensed by Tezuka Productions. So on the front we get to see a lovely image of the kit that we're going to build. If we turn it around you can see there's a little illustration on the side, so you can actually see Astro Boy with all his workings showing, and then on the back we get to see in more detail what this kit does. So it's lots of movable parts, lots and lots of pieces that we have to build. I can't actually see if it tells you how many pieces there are in this kit. I don't think it does on the back of the box, so hopefully when we open it there will be some information about how many pieces there are in there, because as you saw on the front this is an 18+ model, so this is not for kids, this is designed for adults to build. But it does look amazing already. So let's open up this box and we'll see exactly what's inside. Take a look at the instructions and then start building. So inside you can see we have a couple of bags. Inside these are multiple bags, all numbered, so it's going to be nice and easy to follow the instructions. You can see here we've got number 10 on this one. So yeah, lots of bags of pieces. And then we have this rather nice looking set of instructions. So let's have a look at this and see how complicated this build is going to be. And here is the manual. As you can see, it's rather nice quality actually, really good finish to it. And we can see at the back there, this is what we are building. And let's take a look at the last page, because that will give us an idea of how many stages there are. We've got 395 stages to go through. So it's quite a complicated build, and I can see there's an awful lot of pieces to sort out and go through. But that's what I like about these kits. The time it takes and the way you can just switch your mind off, just slowly work through it. It's a thoroughly enjoyable process, I find, building kits like this. I'm really looking forward to doing this one. Really, I guess what we need to do is start opening those bags and start building, and then we can take a look at the finished kit at the end and see what it actually looks like. And there you go, that is the Astro Boy kit all built, but it doesn't actually end there. I've had great fun so far putting this all together. It really is a unique build, and there have been some absolutely wonderful choices of pieces to make him look all robotic on this side. But there is one more thing to do, and that is to add some lights. This kit also comes with this extra pack, and if I open this up and show you what's inside it, we have some little lights that we can add to it. This is a USB set of lights. You can see we've got little bricks with lights inside it. So I'm now going to go ahead and add these to the kit. You can see it adds lights around the eyes and on the chest and stuff, and we'll see the final result. But so far it is looking absolutely fantastic, so these can only add more to it as far as I'm concerned. Right, that's the wiring added. I can't say it's the easiest of things to do. You have to take a little bit of the kit apart, and you can see there's now some very fine wires running down the back to this little control board. The instructions on this part have not been the easiest. The rest of the build was really quite easy to do. The instructions were very easy to follow. This one I found quite complicated just because it doesn't really give you enough information for my liking. There are two ways of powering it, it seems. You've got a little battery pack here which you can clip on the outside, sort of inside the model, or you can do it via USB. So I've decided to do it via USB, and we have this lead coming out the side. You can see with a little USB connector on it. I've got an extension lead here on a USB, so I'm just going to plug this in, and he should light up. And there you go, you can see he is all lit up. So we've got his heart beating there, and his eye is lit up. On the back of it there's a little control wheel. If I turn this, we can make his heart beat faster, so you can make it really flash. If I turn it down low, you can just see it gently beating there. I think this sort of subtle lighting is really nice. It just brings it to life. It's a lovely kit as it is, but with these little details on it, it just looks so much nicer. This is the sort of thing you could quite happily have displayed in the corner of your room, just with these gentle lights glowing on it. It looks lovely. So let me give you some thoughts on the kit build as I went through. I found it a really fun kit to build. The unique pieces and the way it's been put together is really quite fascinating. There are lots of combinations of these bricks that I wouldn't have thought of using, and they've really gone to town on sort of making and adding lots of detail to it. If we look at the sort of the Astro Boy side, it does really look like Astro Boy. They've got all of the bits, including the sort of spiky hair going on. It just looks lovely. Now as we turn it round, you start to see all of the details, all of the sort of bits of robotic and pipes and tubing. It just looks amazing. There's so much detail in here. It's hard to sort of point out all of the pieces, but if we look at his head, you can see there's all little bits of sort of tubing and sort of pipes and everything going on. It really is fascinating. I'm amazed at the amount of detail that's gone into this. Every little bit, you've got little wheels here and little posts here, sort of pistons, and it just looks lovely. There's a little bit of movement to it. Really, it's a display piece like this. Obviously, you can sort of rotate the arms about. This arm rotates a little bit more freely just because you've got sort of more movement to it. There's an elbow joint on this one, and we can also rotate out the fingers and sort of pose them. On this side, the hand is sort of fixed in place. It does have a little bit of rotation at the wrist, but just enough that you could sort of pose it. The head doesn't move. That's the only thing I think is a little bit odd. They could have put a brick in there to enable you to rotate the head around. And likewise, the legs, you know, if it's not on this base, you can move them a bit. There's a bit of a sort of knee joint on this one, but otherwise they're fairly sort of straight looking legs. And again, the base is fantastic. It's a lovely sort of designed piece. Let me rearrange my camera so we can have a look at that in better detail. So the gantry really does hold the figure nicely. It's a nice way of displaying it. You've got extra bits of detailing here with the little pipes and sort of, I don't know, little sort of canisters of stuff here. The only thing I don't like on this is the wiring. It looks a little bit messy. Maybe there's a better way of doing this and hiding it in. I tried to follow the instructions as best I could, but really it's quite hard to sort of tuck these pieces in. I know they're thin wires, but they just look a little bit messy like that. Maybe I can work out a better way of fixing these in. As I say, the instructions on the wiring were a little bit on the sort of vague side. They're not in English at all, so you just sort of have to go by the diagrams, and the diagrams weren't particularly clear, but I managed to get it all working, as you see. Overall though, it really has been a fun kit to work on. I like building kits like this, and this one just seems particularly nice. There's so much attention to detail in making it look like the character. You can see that they've spent a lot of time designing this and getting it to look right. There are a couple of tiny niggles, I'd say, along the way. One of the bricks, one of the white bricks, which actually ended up being hidden inside, wasn't white. It had a sort of strange mix to it, like it hadn't been made quite properly, so it had a little bit of a pink hue to it. And there is just a tiny little scratch. If I bring him closer, you can see there's a tiny little scratch just under his nose, which is such a shame because these sort of bricks are the key pieces to the face, and there's just a mark right next to his nose, which is a little bit annoying. Overall, you're not really going to notice it, but just, you know, when that's such a key piece, it's just a shame that it's marked. But the rest of it really does look rather nice indeed. So if you want to get this kit for yourself, then there will be links in a description where you can get this from Pantasy Bricks, links to all sorts of places, and there is also an exclusive toy-polloi discount code where you can get money off all Pantasy products, so do check that out as well. Again, all of that will be in the description for this video. So if you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.